right, welcome to the Gem of All Trades channel. I am glad you were with me. We're looking at Bitcoin and LiteCoin today, and just giving an update on the Elliott wave count and see what's going on. There's some interesting things happening in the market, in the charts, and we're going to take that information and see if we can update what's going on. As always, I am not your financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm here to tell you how I see the market, and if that helps you to know what to do with your money, fantastic. But I won't be responsible with your decisions as always. That's our disclaimer. So with that being said, let's get into the chart. I am an Elliott wave trader, so I look at the charts through a vantage point of Elliott waves, and so I subscribe to the theory that Elliot found back in the early 1900s, that there's not randomness to the market, but repetitious patterns of waves made of fives and threes, and we just kind of look for them and see the patterns and see if we can guess what's going on in the future and make projections. We use Fibonacci levels as well in order to project targets. We use regular technical analysis as well. We just try to add all these things together and see what we can find. Well, let's get right into it. You're looking at the Bitcoin chart. Here's my current Elliott wave analysis as far as where we are. I do not believe that this was an ABC, as Alessio Rastani calls it. I actually see it more as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, expecting a push up here to the 6,000 mark, anywhere from the 5,600 to the 6,000 mark. That 5,600 mark might be a near-term target. I'm not sure, but so what's going on here? Well, if we just throw our fibs here quick on the one wave to the two, we have a wave here that's above the 16.18, which is a normal three wave. So this would indicate we have a 1, 2, 3. Now the question is, and here's my big question, as I'm just looking at the current price action of Bitcoin, is that 3 in? And I'm saying, and I said in a previous video, that there's a possible wave coming up, and you'll notice that this wave is really testing that high. Even in the last just couple minutes as I was watching price, we had a little push to the upside, kind of quick, and we're asking the question of ourselves: is that third wave complete? Well, the way we test that, let me get that off the chart here so we can see. The way we test that is we need to see 5 complete waves. Well, there's a couple of ways to interpret this, and so this is the difficult part of Elliott wave, where we're just not sure. So we watch price targets, but we want to make good decisions with our information. So here's a 1 wave. That's a complete 5 waves. That's no doubt about it. We've come down for a 2, and what we've done is we've come up for a third wave. So the question is the third wave here with the fourth wave and the fifth wave? That is my current count. That's what I'm thinking right now. But is there another possibility? And the answer is yes, there is. So I'm going to take that off the chart. Let me show you the other possibility, and this may be playing out. We'll have to watch closely. Regardless of which it is, we're going to be reaching a top soon and taking a dive here momentarily. So that might be 2. This may be actually the finished wave 3, and this was actually wave 4, which means we're coming up for 5 waves. What happened to my waves here? Well, they just got discombobulated is what happened. What in the world? Sorry guys, let's try that again here. I don't know what I was clicking, but there we go. There's a 1, there's a 2. We've come up for 3. There's the top of the third wave. This is the bottom of 4, and we're coming up for 5 somewhere. And if I drew a price chart, you can see over here where there was some price action right here. So if we just draw kind of a line target somewhere in this vicinity, looks like 5,500 might be a place where we top out. Maybe 56. Maybe that line will come up to the top of that in the $5,600 range. Excuse me. All right, so if that could be a scenario playing out, that means 3 is actually going to be, up here at the top of 53. The end of this third wave might be over here instead. Then we're coming down for that dive to the $4,600 mark or so. We might even be coming down here to where this 1 tops out. Well, you'll notice that the top of 1 is right about there, and a lot of times the wave 4 retraces down to that support area. So those are our price targets that we're looking at as we update them. So the question is, so as we think about this new potential count, let's just zoom in and see if this is really playing out. And let's count our waves here and see what's going on. So you can see here in the last hour or two, we've had a push up fairly quickly. Let's throw our Fibonacci's on here and see what we have as far as the Fibonacci levels are concerned. So there's our A and our B, at least what I thought was an A and a B. Could be a 1 and a 2. So what you'll notice is that this wave actually came up to the 1618, and you see we just got a reaction off the 1618. All right, class, tell me, what does that mean? That means that we are looking at a possible end of wave 3. So that's what I'm thinking is going on right now. This is my updated analysis here. We are actually hitting that final push up that I said could come, and here's the wave count. We've got 1, we've got 2. We just finished a third wave, or we're finishing it. We might have a little pullback and then one more tag up here for the third wave. Then we're going to come down here. Everybody's thinking we're going down at this point, fourth wave, and then we're going to be going up to finish our fifth wave. That looks like what we're doing. So that's my guess. That's my target here. So if we throw our Fibonacci's on that and see if we can project a fifth wave from that, if that's the top of our 3, if we come down here for 4, we're looking at anywhere from, yeah, it looks like the $55 to $5,600 range. This 618 to the 786 in this ballpark. This 54.84, so that's 55 roughly to the 6. So $55 to $5,600 is where we're looking. But regardless, we're going to be finishing out 5 waves of the third wave. We need a pullback. The market is exhausted. What does it mean when we say the market's exhausted? Well, listen, Bitcoin holders have been taking profits up here, right? And nobody in their right trading mind, if they're trading, is buying up here. And if you're buying here, you're doing a bad job. you're FOMOing. You're worried. You're not understanding what happens. We're taking profits. That means there's no buyers. The price has to drop before buyers will come back in. So we need sellers to start selling more vigorously, so the price will drop. We have a pullback, and that price gets cheaper, and then buyers return with their sentiment, say, "Hey, price is cheap. I'm buying in again." And so that's the way the markets move. That's the way Elliott waves actually predict the market. It measures in waves that sentiment, and standard and reproducible and predictable patterns. And so that's what we're looking at. So there's our price target. I'm expecting this to be our top. We should have a pullback here to the 5,200 mark in that ballpark. Then we're going to have one more fifth wave coming up to the 55 to 5,600. So that's my target right now, near term. Now, does the market have to do that? Absolutely not. Here's the other scenario. My other count is correct. If we break this high right here, so excuse me, if we don't break this high. So if we do not break this high and we come down, and you'll know that the first count is correct. My first targets to 4,600 from here are correct if, number one, we do not break this high of 54.92. In that ballpark right there, and number two, we break the low of 5,200. We break that pretty strongly. So if we end up coming down here past this one wave, past this two wave, in particular, if we pass 49.50. That's a strong confirmation, but I would say if we pass anywhere here in the $5,100 mark, we pass that on the downside, then we are heading down, and my original count is correct. This was indeed an ABC with an extended C. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So we'll monitor that and see what's going down. But I'm still expecting, just wait it out. You're going to have a good buy signal coming in here down in the 4,000, in the mid to lower 4,000 range. You're going to have a little bit of a discount. So we'll watch that. So remember, that's the projection here. So let's look at LiteCoin very quickly and see if we can see anything there. Now, LiteCoin's been coming down more as we've been looking at it and trying to understand the count from a different perspective, and I've tried, and I'm having a hard time seeing any other perspective. So basically, what I see us doing again is we have an ABC going on right here in the big picture. Ignore all the lines on the chart. Let me get the fibs off the chart here so we can see a little bit better. So we've got an ABC going on here. We've got this was our A wave down to here. We had our B wave coming up. Now, we could have our C wave, coming down here to the $70, and that's a flat, and that could be the bottom of our correction if this ABC is a flat. Look up and go Google Elliott wave and flat corrections, and you'll understand what that means. That's a possibility. We're looking at that as a potential downside right now. Otherwise, I do think that we've got some more down to go. Excuse me, ABC. Yep. As we look at this as our potential, we put our fibs on it here. We've got a top here. We've got a bottom right here. We've got a top again, and there we go. You can see where we're getting our targets. Let me see if I can get this more precise. Can't see the bottom wick. There it is, right there. All right, we're looking at the $63 mark. To 71 to 63 is our projection for the bottom of this correction. Now, it is a potential that this is actually making it. This is actually a 1, 2, and this is a third wave. That means we're coming up for 4 and coming down for 5, even lower than that. We're going to have to see how the correlation fits with Bitcoin, as what Bitcoin is doing and what LiteCoin is doing. They're actually going their own way a little bit, but they'll eventually converge. We want to kind of see how they function together. So Bitcoin is actually taking a little bit of a dive right now, which we expected here at the top of 3 and coming to 4. But if it ends up coming down below here, then that may be correlated with a smaller pullback with Litecoin as well. So we're just gonna have to watch and see. So right now, our targets are still. I'm still looking at my first target here at the 1-to-1 fib relationship here at $71. I'm watching that. If we go beyond that, I'm eyeballing the $63 mark. At the end of the day, I'm eyeballing the $61 mark here, which is a price target here. You'll see here that this wave is here and that this wave topped out right there. So anywhere in this ballpark, anywhere from 61 to 65 are good support for a price to stop and buyers to come back in strongly. So that's where I'm looking for my larger, more accurate trade. In the meantime, I'm scalp trading. I'm going to make a video, I think, tomorrow if the market's not doing a ton on how I use the RSI for my entries and my scalp trades. And so that might be a video coming up. But in the meantime, hope that video is helpful. There's your Elliott wave update. We're looking good. Expect some more pullback. We might have some more, rising up, some meandering through here as Bitcoin finishes its final wave before a final drop here. So be watching that as well. All right. I hope that video helps you. Hey, leave some comments. Tell me what you're thinking. How can I improve the videos? Do they need to be longer? Do they need to be shorter, faster, slower? Give me some feedback and tell me what you think. All right, until I see you the next time, you guys have a great Monday.